Yo, what's up, you guys? This is Andrea 3 Stacks, and you're tuned in to a new episode of Overly Conversated on the delicious vinyl station powered by Dash Radio. And today in the building, we have not only an artist, but a marketing genius. This man has been on Tim Westwood since early in his career. He's been co-signed by Snoop. Let's give it up for Ponce De'Leioun.
Hey.
How y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
Glad to have you here, bro.
I'm good, man. I'm cool.
I like your champion hoodie.
Right?
Very cool.
I'm a champion. You feel me?
Yes, one of my favorite songs. Yay, and Steely Dan.
Yes, I did.
Yes, I did. All right, well, thank you so much for being here on time. We appreciate your punctuality.
Oh, yeah.
After hearing the Rude Jude show, I was telling him, I was like, oh shit, he's gonna be like 30 minutes late.
Thank you to DJ Drolix, you know what I'm saying? He made sure I was here
Oh,
on
that's
time.
why he's always on time. No wonder.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
it makes sense now.
It was definitely Drolix.
Shout out to Drolix.
punctual individual.
He made sure, so I was like, all right.
Drop top Drolix is
right.
punctual. Who knew?
He's on top of things.
All right, so your name, Ponce De'Leioun, that came about, it's an alter ego, right? It came about after you had a crazy accident, right?
Yeah, pretty much like right after that. That's a crazy question you just asked me.
But I mean, I want to know where it stemmed from. I always like to know where people get their name from. So
Yeah, but that just, it just tells you, you know what you're talking about. But,
Off
it was
top.
a long time ago, for real though. It was a long time ago. Yeah, it was really just like where I was at was just a place where people don't really leave. You know what I'm saying? They don't really even get opportunity to leave. So then I actually had just got kicked out of school at the time. You know, since I played basketball, so I literally just lost a bunch of scholarships.
Didn't they say that you threatened to like kill the teacher or
Yeah,
something?
they said something like that. It was a crazy situation. You know what I'm saying? But it was just like, I don't even know. I was wild. You feel me? I was just wild at the time. It happened. But like when I ended up having this car accident, like right after it, you know what I'm saying? I went underneath a semi truck, ripped my car in half, and just like the craziest situation ever. So like after that, it was like, it was clear. It's like clear as day. Like, yo, you shouldn't have got out your whip. You know what I'm saying? Like 3 people in my car, and no one should have got out the car. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I really started. I went by Ponce De'Leioun, which was really just like, you know what I'm saying? It was Ponce De'Leioun who I was named after anyways, you know what I'm saying? But I wanted to like travel, I wanted to get out, explore, coming from a place where people don't, you know what I'm saying, leave it all. I could have died that day, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like a lot of people there, it's low key like, it's a depressing place, you feel me? So a lot of people do just die young, you know what I'm saying?
West Virginia, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't make it out at all. So for me, it was just like, shit, it just fit me perfect to move, you know what I'm saying, to leave. So that's just what I did.
So how did that change you, like spiritually? I know it changed your music probably.
It just really opened my eyes up. Cause if I even look back like with the Tim Westwood thing, and that was like 2013, when I went over there, before Tim Westwood invited me to London, I had no, like my mindset was never like I'm leaving the country. You know what I'm saying? Like at the time, however old I am, whatever, I'm probably like I'm just guessing, I'm probably like a 20-year-old black dude in West Virginia, you feel me? I don't even know anybody that's left the country before. So like for me, I'm sitting there like, all right, I get the opportunity, I leave, and I went by myself. I do all this traveling by myself. So like being able to do it and then go to these places and like feel the different atmosphere, feel out different energy, you know what I'm saying, tap in with different people, it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like you grow, you know what I'm saying? So It's like you're not in school, but like if you actually still moving, you're taking all this in, like you grow a whole lot, you know what I'm saying? So you get to tap in with a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? Just build your worth, your network, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You mentioned Tim Westwood. How did you get chosen? I know that you submitted to Tim Westwood, but what do you think made you stand out from the rest, like the masses?
Nah, to be real with you, like when I did that, it was such a reach. Like it was really just like me just taking a chance, you know what I'm saying, and reaching out to them. And when they did ask me for my information, I pitched it back to them. It was literally like at that time I hadn't even done a whole lot of my career. You know what I'm saying? I did a little bit with like Snoop or whatever. I had like small little highlights, but it wasn't anything that I felt like was super crazy. However, I did have accolades. Like if it was like a competitions, like I go to New York, like they had bad boy competition. I go to New York to win the competition. Yeah, so like I would always do things just to make me stand out because I was from a place where nothing existed. You know what I'm saying? There's no labels. There's no hip hop radio station. You know what I'm saying? There's no managers. There's no PR. There's no nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I rap in a country ass state. You feel me? So like that's you get looked at like point blank period. You're looked at like the outsider on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not even. It's just crazy. It's a crazy place to come from. It's a crazy place to be. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely not LA.
No, not at all. I don't know. I've never been there, but I highly doubt it's anything like. LA is one of a kind. We're blessed to be from here, for real.
Oh man.
So the Bad Boy thing, you went and they only had you perform one song or something like that. Like you had to dazzle.
That was so long ago. That's crazy. You asking me questions. Yeah, that was live though. Actually, it was like I don't even know how long ago that was now. But the competition, I remember it was my first time even being in New York. So it was like me and probably like 5-6 other dudes from like back in West Virginia. We all drove up there together. And this competition was like, I didn't know what it was going on. I just know I waited all night long to perform. Like all these people perform like 2-3 songs, and they're just getting up here and it's just like, all right, half of them are good, half of them are horrible. And she's like, what's going on? I wait till like 2 a.m. in the morning to finally perform it, and I finally performed. They're like, yeah, you got like 2 minutes or some shit like that. And I'm just like, I just waited all day. No, hold on. Before this even happens, I get here, and once again, it's my first time in New York, so I'm like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? All my boys here, let's have fun. So they're like, all right, you want something to drink? I'm like, yeah.
Oh, shit.
I'm like, Grey Goose. She's like, all right, cool. You want the bottle or whatever? I'm like, bring the bottle. They bring the bottle over. She's like, you want the receipt now or after? So I'm just like, after, like, whatever. Man, this bottle, after I pour everybody a damn shot, she brings this receipt back, and it was $420. I was sitting there looking like, I never even been in New York before. I was sitting there like, this bottle is $50.
Welcome to New York.
In the store right here. I was sick. So just imagine having to sit through all of that, having to spend this money that you didn't expect to spend, and then sit there for hours and hours and hours just to perform. So then when I finally did perform, you know what I'm saying, like me, like I'm very energetic, you know what I'm saying, I'm good at what I do, you feel me? So I finally did perform it, and I did end up, you know what I'm saying, winning the joint, and it was crazy because it was like, you got hella people like, oh, it was set up like, where I'm from West Virginia. Like, they don't even know where the hell I'm from, or even though it's 5 hours away, like, nah, there's nothing set up about, you know what I'm saying, like this situation. It's just like, you go, I went down there, you know what I'm saying, I had my people with me, we all had t-shirts on, we all had, like, then I think I had my first project out, so I had all my tapes, you know what I'm saying, my business cards. I know how to brand myself, you feel me? So I went there, presented myself, and I performed, and I won this shit, you know what I'm saying? But that goes to show that it's more than just being able to make music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have went down there and been the hottest rapper ever, but if I didn't look like anything, like, nobody gonna pay me attention. And that's just keeping it on it.
You think that's like Instagram, like the aesthetic of your Instagram, or like what like, you know so much about branding, like, can you put us on game? Like, what exactly is it?
It's everything. It's image, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, you got to look at, like, everything is about perception, you know what I'm saying? Like what you see when you first look at something, you know what I'm saying? Like the amount of time, like, the average person will look at something. So it's like, if you looking at it like that, for me as an artist, as I always say to another artist, it's like, if you could be the hottest artist on social media or platform, whatever platform, but then if I look at your page and you look like an average person, or you look like you have no branding to yourself, not even if I look at it, but if, say, Diddy look at your page, he's not even gonna click play, because it doesn't even look, not to say presentable, but it doesn't look like appetizing enough for him to be like, oh yeah. But if I'm looking at it and you actually look like, oh shit, he actually is, either someone's helping him or he's putting himself together, or he actually looks interesting, then it's like, all right, I'm gonna grab at that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like with social media, a lot of people are like, oh, you can't reach out to people, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. And it's like, man, oh, that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? If you could brand yourself like the same way you brand anything, you know what I'm saying? With that, it's like, it goes back to marketing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a drug, no matter if it's a drug, business, a car, company, marketing is marketing. You know what I'm saying? You price, place, promotions, packaging. You know what I'm saying? You got to do the same things no matter what. So it's like, if you could package yourself the right way on social media, you can literally reach out to people every single day. And I do it. You know what I'm saying?
You DM people?
You can do it all day long. People out the country, people in the country, you can make connections all day long. Why not? You have this platform for that. It's social networking. It's social media. So it's like, you don't gotta know anybody. You know what I'm saying? I literally talk to people that I've never met, you know what I'm saying? They in completely different countries, but they might be millionaires. They might be millions up because they make apps or whatever the case be, but it's like, yo, this is social media, so why am I gonna hold myself short? Like, shit, I might hop on a plane and go to Dubai next month, you feel me? To tap in with a guy I met on social media. Like,
True.
like that's the type of stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why it's like, I love to travel, so it's like, that's the type of shit I want to do. Like, why sit back and hold myself and meet, you know what I'm saying, people in the crabs in the bucket when I could just be tapping in with everybody and just leaving, exploring, you feel me? No kids, I don't have nothing, so it's like, just
up and go.
like,
Why not?
hell yeah.
You're always talking about traveling and that you love travel. What is it that you love so much about traveling? Why do you think it's important?
Once again, it helps you grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't been in school. I graduated about 3 years ago. So like, I really feel like if you're not in school or you don't work, you don't really learn anything because there's no one really teaching you anything. So like, I haven't worked. I haven't done anything, you know what I'm saying, besides traveling. So like, I honestly feel like if I didn't travel, I'd be like brain dead. Cause like, if you're not really taking in anything, you know what I'm saying, what are you learning? Like, realistically, besides sitting there watching TV or whatever the case. So like, with all the traveling, like, once again, you meet so many people. You learn how people are different. You know what I'm saying? You learn on energy. Like, LA is LA. You know what I'm saying? There's not energy like LA and anywhere else but LA. You feel me? So it's like you feel out different vibes, different atmospheres everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Is there a dream trip you want to take?
Man, I don't even know. I'm supposed to go to I'm supposed to go to Barcelona at the end of the month. I've never been there.
Oh,
I hear it's magical there.
You gotta stop by the
Madrid.
Balenciaga spot one time.
Oh, man.
That's all he cares about. He's always trying to get his designer
Stop
shit.
shopping. Done enough of that.
Spend money on
Man.
experiences, not things. That's what I
That's
say.
what I need to do this year. Like, that's
I
like,
try. I love clothes. It's really
Man.
hard.
Have you been to?
Exactly.
I was gonna ask, have you been to like Italy or Greece or?
No, man. The only place. I mean, I was literally all over the UK. You know what I'm saying? But that was the only place I was really, and I was like addicted to it. I would go to like London and I would just go everywhere.
And they're also
That's
close, so it's like pull up to
Yeah.
France, pull up to Germany.
See, I think that's where we're going to. I think we're gonna go to France this time.
That'll be fire.
Go.
That'd be cool.
I so want to go. Chanel.
I can't wait. To
No. That's tight. No, I heard about your Airbnb situation though. You
Oh,
found
my
a heroin
God.
addict at the Airbnb.
What do you be finding, bro?
I just, do my research, but this shit sounded
Yo,
crazy. You have to
this-
tell us about this story.
Yo, okay, this is crazy. All right. Yo, what? All right, so I was in Arizona, right? So I just came all the way back. It was like
Arizona
like
niggas are weird
6-hour
off
drive.
top.
Oh yeah, Arizona.
Yo, listen, hold on, no, but it happened here in LA. That's the thing. But I was in AZ. I should have stayed in AZ. So I'm like, all right, I got this show coming. I'm coming down here. What's it, like Friday night or whatever? I got a show down here. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Let's hop in the car. Like, I just go to AZ a lot. My little brother live out there. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Let's hop in the car. Go. So it's a 6-hour drive. You know what I'm saying? So I get all the way down here, knock out the show. It's like 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm going back. I walk in the room. First thing I see is just like shit everywhere. So I'm just like all right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm with a chick. So this is what made it worse.
Hate to hear it.
I'm with the chick, and she's looking already like, what the fuck? And I'm looking like, all right, still trying to figure out what the hell's going on. She's like, I gotta use the bathroom. She go to use the bathroom, and she's like trying to open the door, and the door's not opening. So she's like, she tells me, so I go to open the door, and I hear somebody's like, I'm like, what the fuck? No. Yo, dude come out the back, he like a 50-year-old white guy. Come out the bathroom, he's like, I didn't know anyone else was staying here. I'm like, I didn't know you was staying here. Now I'm just like, all right, I'm lost. I'm like, all right, I'm going out the room. Maybe there's another room I go into. So she goes in the living room. This guy just closes the door and goes in the room like, I guess he's staying there. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I go open out the door. There's another dude just laying in the bed, just laid up on his phone. So I'm like, oh shit. So I close the door immediately, like, all right. Like, what's going on? Because I know I just booked this place, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, this is when I got to pick my phone up because literally, like I hadn't even. There's so much stuff. When I say like the trash everywhere, there's like heroin needle here, heroin needle
Oh,
here,
shit.
heroin needles everywhere, crack pipe on the table. Like literally, it was like
He was in a
literally
trap
like,
That's
house.
intense.
yo, bro, straight trap house,
Straight trap
bro.
house.
I'm sitting there like. I'm still kind of like shook, lost, like what the hell? Because I just booked it and I still don't have a room. You know what I'm saying? I'm still in the living room right at this point. So I had to call. You know what I'm saying? I called the dude, which he didn't show up for like probably 40 minutes. It took him forever to get there. So he put one guy out. You know what I'm saying? The other dude was still there. Then he offers to let me stay in the bed that he just now kicked the guy out of.
What?
I'm like, man.
What?
No thanks. You might get a needle into the
was so
arm by
hot.
accident.
I was so hot. I never even seen like bro came after the 40 minutes. He put on gloves and just picked up all the needles, put it in the
What
bag. I'm
the-
like I know what the trap looked like. Don't get me wrong. So like when I see you pick that, like you're a detective or something. Like you done did that many times before. You feel me?
That wasn't the first time he had to clean up some
Not his
needles.
first
He
time.
shook. He was just like, oh, routine. Like, let me get my gloves.
I'm not picking up no needles, bro. Like,
Hell
and
no.
they was every
Blood all
like,
on
I'm
them.
talking about, bro. Used, bro.
No.
Used needles. Like you could have sat on the couch. Bam! I would have been a zombie walking down. And I swear.
Oh my God. And what did they give you in return? I read that
Man,
they
they
only give
gave
you
me
like $400.
$400 coupons.
No, that's it?
And they tried to give me another $300. That's about it.
That's it?
I denied it. I just was like, I'd rather sue these motherfuckers.
At that point,
Yeah,
shit.
at that point, it was just like, you know what I'm saying, 100% negligent. You feel me? Like the host was just negligent. Didn't know who was
Yeah.
in his crib, hadn't checked it. You know what I'm saying?
That's so scary.
It was clearly more than
What
a
if
day.
you were a woman? Like, what if, no, that could have
That's
been
what I'm saying,
all
like-
bad. They
Yeah.
could have, who knows, they might
Man,
have been
I
high,
walked
tried
in-
something.
I
That's
was like-
terrifying.
The
That's
question
terrifying.
is, how did chick look at you like, nigga?
She
What?
looked at me like I was fucking crazy.
She ran off?
And she definitely didn't stay there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I just drove. How long? We just came from AZ. You feel me? It wasn't like I just met a chick. Like, no, we just came from AZ. This is 6 hours. Get down here, do the show, and then you look at me like I'm fucking nuts because there's two crackheads in the apartment, and I don't know
the
what's going
setup
on.
of that's.
I was like, oh my God. I'm jewelry. You know what I'm saying? I got jewelry on. I got my big ass Fendi bag in my hand. I got all types of shit. Like, when you really think about it, it could have went, you know what I'm saying?
That
way
could've gone
worse.
very awry.
Yeah, that
Way
could have
worse.
went wild.
Like,
Well,
this
I'm
is
glad you're
nuts.
okay, man. I'm
Airbnb.
glad you're okay.
Trap BNB. Right there.
Airbnb.
I was about to say that sounds like a new business venture.
Right.
The
Crazy.
sub options.
Crazy. I've never.
Hey, what
experienced
what part of
nothing
LA
like
was that in?
that. Where is it at? The Orsini, bro. That's
Where?
like LA. Orsini. Big ass Orsini building.
Damn.
Oh,
It's like a nice ass
no,
building.
that is-
It's not even like it's like a nice ass building.
Nah, high key. I'm gonna have to start calling it the trap B&B.
Trap BNB,
Trap
bro.
B&B. Yeah, I don't fuck with Trap B&B.
My little homies just got down here 2 days ago from Seattle, and I guess the pictures that they looked at or whatever looked nice, and they said they walked in, there was like stains all on the chairs.
Bruh, that's
on
what they do,
A low key
man.
like door that was locked that they didn't know where it led to. I was like, oh hell no.
No.
Bro.
The main door lock was broke. I said,
Oh, man.
nah, bro.
No, I can't do that. That's how you get robbed.
No.
These Airbnbs are wild. Everybody just want their money, but man, I guess it's not worth it.
No.
It's not worth it, man.
So, question about the music. I
All right.
see that you work with a lot of athletes. Tyron Woodley, you have Amon Shumpert. Who else? Devin Ebanks.
Yeah.
He used to hoop,
Oh
though.
shoot, you said Ebank. Oh damn, I forgot about
You guys, did you guys ever do a mixtape or not? You were supposed to.
He did a lot of stuff, but he just at the time he was like with the he's still with the Lakers and stuff at the time. So a lot of the stuff he did, he couldn't even put out. Like he honestly
Damn.
did have some songs that I thought at the time would have legit blew up instantly, and he just couldn't even put them out.
Oh
Damn.
damn,
Damn.
that
That's
sucks.
disappointing.
She could have been the hottest.
He honestly probably
Since
could have
Shaq.
been. He could have been hot.
Shaq Diesel.
He went platinum, okay? Shaq went platinum. Never forget.
You right.
Hey, don't act like Dame Lillard
Twism.
don't got a project coming out. What did it drop today? I know you know.
Boy. Man.
Oh, so why do you think that you gravitate towards working with athletes?
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was an athlete. You feel me? Like only reason I'm not an athlete now is like I got kicked out of school. You know what I'm saying? So like realistically, it was like, I mean, when you growing up, no matter where you at, like especially like as a black dude, you know what I'm saying? You growing up in the hood or whatever case, it's really like trap, rap, or play sport. You know what I'm saying? Like those are really the options you have. It's really not like, oh, I'm about to go out and work for this like shit. Like back home, all black people work at like McDonald's and fast food. Like there's no real jobs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you really either trap, rap, or play a sport. Like that's how you really think of like, okay, I'm gonna get it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get out of here. So that was just always my thing. Like,
You vibe with them.
Yeah,
You just
man,
meet them like
because
randomly?
you gotta look like they're the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like they're athletes, but realistically they grew up the exact same way. So before they just ended up in the league, they was all rapping.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So like when I
Yeah.
look at it, it's like not all rappers will take this lane, but I look at it like shit, it's a wide open lane. Like these dudes, regardless if they're in the league playing ball, man, they going home and rapping. They going home to listen to rap. You feel me? Like
They
Kobe
warming up
used
to
to do
rap.
that.
Like,
yeah, like their kids are rapping. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that. So I just look at it like shit. That's a wide open lane, and that's like something that people aren't doing, and I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? I'm like shit. Like, point blank period. It's wide open, and I'm with it. And like the athletes just rock with me. Everybody I meet just rocks with me. So it's just like it's so genuine and authentic that it's like why not do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're with it. Like I make great music, and then for athletes, for them they look at it like, shoot, this is a chance for me to step up because they're way more solidified than me. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to music, like if you listen to the verse that Willie put on that song, it's the best verse Willie's put on the song that he has. If you listen to that shit that Shumpert did with me, it's one of the best verses he did. I'm about to drop a song with DeLeioun. It's gonna be one of the best verses that Damian Lillard got. You know what I'm saying? That's
fire.
No cap. It's like when you come to the plate ready to play. You know what I'm saying? They gonna look at it. They gonna respect it, and they gonna come ready to play. And you know what I'm saying? Real recognize real.
There you go.
That's hard.
That's
too.
right. You also worked with OG Mako for Outside.
I was just with Mako today, man.
How
we
is
just
he
left the
doing?
studio. He doing better. He doing better, man. You know what I'm saying? Mac a dope person. He a strong person too, though. You know what I'm saying? So he done
Resilient.
been through a lot, but he keep his head up. He keep it moving.
What do you admire most about working with him?
Shoot, he just a strong person. Like the song that we did, Outside. He just brought it up today, actually. You know what I'm saying? Like when he did that song, he literally hit me up like, bro, I'm about to get out the hospital. I got, you know what I'm saying, some shit I just want to get off my chest. And it was just like we booked some random studio, and I don't know if it was NoHo, wherever the hell we booked some random.
Yeah.
It's always NoHo, I swear. I always have
We
what's
booked
going
it.
out there.
He came in. They must have been like, we might have been there for like 3 hours or 4 hours or something like that. But within that time, it's like we went in there and created the best possible song we could have created. And it was literally all off of nothing. You know what I'm saying? It was all off of him hitting me up like, man, I want to get this shit off my chest. So it's like being able to work with someone like Mako who can actually channel that energy from like I could go through a whole lot of stuff, but it's not gonna get channeled out in my music the same way. But like he legit made that song out of like, yo, straight up pain. Like I just came straight out of, you know what I'm saying?
Dang.
So it's like being able to work with someone like that, that's a different type of music. You know what I'm saying? It's not
that's
just
therapeutic.
talking. Exactly.
It's venting,
Straight up.
like you really went through it,
Yeah.
and now I'm gonna tell the whole
And
world.
when you
how
hear
I
that
feel.
song, you can hear it. You know what I'm saying? You listen to Outside, you hear it in his voice, you hear it in my voice. So you could, it's more than once again than just like people putting some BS together and saying, listen to it. Like, nah, you could feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like when you could listen to some pop music, some big music, you could feel it. You know what I'm saying? So like you listen to some shit like that, you feel it. If anybody say they don't feel it, they crazy, they tripping, they lying to you. Shit.
I know you're a big Pac fan, actually.
Oh yeah.
What's your favorite Pac movie?
Juice?
Me too. I love Juice.
Definitely.
Yeah, man, I had the whole thing for
I
like
know.
ever.
I was gonna say you used to have your flat top, and now 'cause
The
Forever.
he had it.
Like 6 years strong. A little cut and everything.
He did. I saw it in the old interview I was
Man.
watching.
Yeah, it was crazy because I remember people in West Virginia would be like, yo, you look like you're dressed from like the 80s. Like,
Before it was cool to dress like that.
man, yeah, exactly. I'm walking around in these button ups and these big old gold chains and stuff. And I'm like,
A
shit,
look.
this is what I like. And I'm doing it in West Virginia where it's just really just like, what the hell? is
People
going on?
don't know anything about that over there. I wouldn't think they do. So you were like putting them up on game, fashion game.
Yeah, I was just
Like you
doing me.
crazy, you gotta hit him
Like,
with
what?
the famous "I am crazy."
Yeah, the locker
Dude.
scene.
Man, that's real though. But Pac, man, like he had not. It was more than music for him too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's like you could really feel everything that Pac. You know what I'm saying? It didn't matter what song it would be. If it was like, you know what I'm saying, the most chill song, the most hype song, you legit feel everything that man says. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when you feeling music, that's shit that's gonna roll with you forever, rather than the stuff that you just hearing. Which is a lot of today's music is you just hearing it, but guess what? You're not even gonna hear it in a year. You know what I'm saying? You're not even gonna remember it in 2 years. So in 3 years, it's
That's why I don't
obsolete.
worry about it. Honestly, there's a lot of shitty stuff
Yeah.
out. I'm like, it's just gonna fade out. It
Straight
doesn't
up,
matter
but like
anyway.
you got to look at like it's crazy. It's like that, but like longevity is always going. You know what I'm saying? Those with longevity are always going to win. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's not even to put people's names out, but like look at a Lil Pump 2 years ago or a year ago. How much did you hear Lil Pump?
Everywhere.
How often
He
you
was
hear Lil Pump
omnipresent.
now?
I forgot about him, Tori. I almost forgot about it.
I had
I
to
was
rest
like,
on my whole
shit,
look.
Gucci.
I didn't, you know what I'm saying? And it's not even to hate on someone, but it's just like this is what it is nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like how many like you got cats like Cole? I grew up on cats like Cole. Look at what Cole doing. That's what you call that's longevity. Like that's a business, man. Like that's music that you hear today and you feel it. You can't like I you know what I'm saying? Can name songs, bars, whatever the case be, 5-6 years ago that Cole would do or say, and it's like people wouldn't even realize it. You know what I'm saying? People didn't see what he's done. Like it's just you know what I'm saying? It's just different vibes, man. You know what I'm saying? You get something you could feel over something you could hear anytime. It's a whole nother ballgame.
So you think that's the key to longevity is just rapping, feeling, pretty much.
Straight up.
Putting
you know what I'm
feeling
saying?
into it, not just some bullshit trend.
Straight up. You gotta look like Drake did. What was the video Drake did where he just went out and hugging everybody or whatever?
Oh, God's plan.
God's plan. So like people are like he did this. You know what Drake did? He invested $1 million in emotions. That's all he did. All
That's
he
key.
did.
That's key. That was a key move right there.
Capture all emotions, and that video is gonna run for the rest of the lifetime.
That's
It
branding,
ain't never
though,
gonna stop
isn't
running.
it?
Straight branding.
Because I was
100%.
actually reading this thing the other day, and it said that if you get into somebody's emotions, they're always gonna remember that and tie that to that
Always.
experience. Like if it was, I was at the
You gotta look at just like
Spotify event or whatever, you're gonna remember that
100%. Just as if it was a relationship with a boyfriend or a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like it's tapped in. So like when you actually feel it, they actually feel it. Like they can't forget that. There's no way they can forget it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not a mental thing anymore. Like now that shit is with you. That's damn near running with your soul. You know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely a different. It's like different energy. You know what I'm saying? And like I said earlier, energy is everything. And you're gonna feel that energy in how you putting it out there, how you presenting it. You know what I'm saying? Rather than just throwing it out there.
Yeah, so you achieved that with your latest project, DeLeioun.
Yeah, I definitely think I got a lot out on that one.
What was the process behind that?
Man, life is just going crazy. You know what I'm saying? I had a, you know what I'm saying, great year, and I just went through a whole bunch of BS, to be real with you. You know what I'm saying? Met a lot of lame ass people.
Had plenty to rap about then.
Straight up, I thought, you know what I'm saying? You think you meet the realest people, you go out of the way, try to do a lot for people, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of snakes in the grass, you know what I'm saying? So I straight up just went through a whole lot, and that project kind of was just like it was just like everything. It was my life, you know what I'm saying? Like what was going on at the time, you know what I'm saying? How I was feeling, you know what I'm saying? And to be real with you, it's the best project I've had. You know what I'm saying? It's the best project. It's the best piece of like body music that I've made. You know what I'm saying? And I've literally made a lot of music. I have put out some, haven't put out some, but it's legit a solid ass piece of music. Like you can't go through one track and be like, oh, this isn't a good song. Or this doesn't catch my ear. You can't even do that because I already know it's gonna catch your ear. You know what I'm saying? And every song is made differently, but once again, it's like it's not just being thrown out there. I make music, you know what I'm saying? I could play a piano, I could play a trombone, you know what I'm saying? I could like, I did all this stuff,
Self-taught?
you know what I'm saying? I mean, I actually did the piano, I did that, had lessons, all that. So I mean, that was kind of like, I was actually learning that, you know what I'm saying?
Sick.
Trombone, I did like jazz band, I did everything. So like, I actually know music rather than just like trying to write music, you know what I'm saying? Like,
So you
I hear
produce
it.
too?
I'm trying to get in producing now. Like I literally just started trying to get in producing because I used to be like, I used to try to like forever ago when it was like Fruity Loops like back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's tight.
But like now I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Now I really want to get into it more. I guess like the game's just changed so much between now and then, and I'm connected to so many people. I'm like, damn, if I'm not just rapping with someone, like I could literally just give 1 million people beats because I know so many people is crazy.
That'd be sick. You
Right?
should do it. Pursue it.
Exactly. I'm about to,
Another
you know what I'm
avenue.
saying?
He's about to kill the game.
Hell yeah. P Money Beats. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. You got his producer name. Oh, yeah, I like it. I'm gonna steal that. So you have had studio sessions with Waka Flocka, Riff Raff, Rich the Kid.
Everybody.
Do you have any memorable stories to share?
For studio sessions or just in general?
Just in general, either or.
Waka, I say, I feel like I have a lot of crazy memories.
I like that.
For real, man. But
The best of the best. Choose the best of the best.
The most memorable would probably be with Waka. But it was Lubbock, Texas. Who's that? Texas Tech, I think Lubbock, Texas Tech. But it was, I think it was a high tide they had, which was literally like this. I don't even like. They built this huge stage, this huge water slide. Like it was just the livest event because it was like this huge. They built everything basically, but then it was like they charged like guys like $150 to get in. So it's literally like me, Waka, 200 girls.
Oh shit!
And like 2 white guys in front of me.
The ratio is right.
This is the whole event. Like I'm sitting there like I never even been no shit like this. I'm sitting there like what the hell? Lubbock, Texas like it's live as hell. But like needless to say, like during the performance, we ended up me and Walker ended up cracking the stage, and like Walker almost like went through the middle of the stage, and manager came running outside like yelling like get off the stage. It was just like a crazy how it happened, but it wasn't like a bad thing. Mm-hmm. It was just so live. Like first off, if you've ever seen Walker perform, this dude really like 6'5".
Oh
like,
yeah,
that dude's
it's
huge.
crazy.
Yeah. He's tall as fuck.
It is wild.
his hair shakes and it's like another like it's like oh my fucking god, what's going on? So it's just like when it just cracked down like that, it was just wild watching this manager run out, and then once again it was just like this show that we just put together that they just built all this crazy like if you would have just had to see it and like it's just nuts. But you know what I'm saying, that I actually cracked the stage with Walker, that was
oh my god, that is insane.
It's pretty cool.
Epic.
You
day.
cracked the stage.
Cracked the stage. I mean, I don't know how much my weight did to it. I was up there with it. That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. I applied some pressure.
Oh my god. That's crazy. That's like an earthquake.
Yeah.
We have a crack in LA now after our earthquake.
Man, for real. Our earthquake had me scared as hell too.
But you were here for them?
Yes, I just got back for that.
Oh, he came back just in time to experience it.
There was some dude in the house. They had to kick him out. The dude was like freaking out.
What? You're not supposed to go out the house during an earthquake.
No, this
You're
dude
supposed to
was
go
like,
under the
he's like, bro,
table.
we gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. I'm sitting here like, what? I just got back. Like, what is that? The whole house is shaking and shit. I'm like, oh,
Wait, but
man.
aren't you from Riverside?
Yeah, but I didn't like grow up out there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really remember. I probably had earthquakes, whatever, something like that when I was younger. But I wouldn't even remember.
These were kind of real. These had you shook.
Man, yeah, I was like, what is going on? Because you can actually see the whole, like, everything.
Where were you? You were outside?
No, I was on the first floor of a 5-story building. At the
Oh,
time,
that's
I didn't
not
know
tight.
it. But that's why the dude was, like, freaking out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm sitting here, like,
understandable.
I just walk in, and I'm just like, why the hell is he even tripping like this? And everyone's like, stop, like, calm down. And then he leaves, and they're like, yeah, we're on the first story of the 5-story building. I'm like, oh yeah, well that's why he was tripping out now.
Okay, well maybe
Would've made
I don't
sense
live in a
to
skyscraper
run outside.
situation that is kind of scary.
Man, I'm just glad that those things did not get any worse than they did. You know what I'm saying? Because that was California been through it this year, man.
Honestly, you live out here, right?
Yeah,
Like, now
man.
you do. Okay,
I've been
cool.
out here. I got to see all the trees burned down in our highways and
shit.
all that good stuff. What was that last year?
Last year.
Within the last year?
Yeah.
That wasn't even a year ago. God damn.
That's crazy.
That was crazy.
Uh,
Everything was just black. Everything.
So you got your degree over in West Virginia, right?
Yep.
Did you ever pick it up?
Nope.
I heard that you
Still
did
there.
not pick it up and you
Still
didn't
there.
care. You straight up just were like, I'm out.
Gone.
Your mom wanted you to pick it up though.
She still want me to pick it up.
I was like, I almost pulled the
Do they
head.
still have it? How long do they save it? I wonder.
I don't know. I mean, I figured they had to keep it forever. I don't know. I mean, I graduated, so I mean,
You got
like,
it on file?
It's
If
on the books. He
anything-
like it's there.
yeah, they gonna have to like pull it up or something. I mean, it's a skeleton at this point. But like,
He got the credits.
no,
Oh,
but
boy.
I mean, that was like my mindset. It was just straight up like once again, like being in a place where it's like a crabs in the bucket mentality. Like people don't leave. People don't want to do things. Like the most talented people are gonna work in the coal mines. You feel me? Life over type opportunity. Like it's nuts. So like my thing was just like, all right, yeah, I got this degree, I got this diploma. You know what I'm saying? I accomplished this, but it's like, all right, if I take this and then I run off to California, or run off somewhere else, I'm gonna force myself to sit here and work a job and do something I don't want to do. And if I would have
Motivation.
did that 3 years ago, that's exactly what the situation I would have been
You
in.
really think you would
feel
have
me?
gone off and done something else?
I mean, I'm gonna make music no matter what, but it's like I wouldn't be myself today if I even had the time or even gave my enough time to anybody else or anything else. You feel me?
Understandable.
Like I wouldn't be like with Iman Shumpert or Woodley. Like you feel me? A manager couldn't even make the connections for artists that I make for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like you, which is why you don't see a rappers working with athletes and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's all this has been like even with the Westwood, the Snoop, all this has been created by just like me but myself. So it's like being able to just you know what I'm saying really tap in. That's everything.
That's right. And
Straight
then
up.
you managed to do sponsorship or partnership with like Swisher and Fashion Nova. You worked
Yeah,
with,
all of that too.
how did that come about?
The Swisher was dope. That was actually the first time Walker invited me to. Actually, it was South by Southwest. This is when me and Walker first linked up. The event at the time was thrown by Swisher, but I had no idea. It was just like I had a little video, this Django video going viral on Twitter,
was tight.
and appreciate it. You know
No,
what I'm
it was. I
saying?
really
That
liked
was
your
my
flow on
shit.
that one. That one was
dope.
hard.
That's a really Walker, like he shouted that out, and then we went to South by Southwest, and it was crazy how it happened because literally within like we walked probably 20 minutes to the car. My boy's about to drive back to Dallas. We're all splitting back up, and then Walker hits us up and like last minute he's like, "Yo, come to the venue." So we go over to the venue. He introduces us to like DJ Clue, DJ who was he with?
DJ Clue.
He was with everybody. I
Tight.
can't even think of everybody right now, but he takes us through the back door, introduces us to everybody. I always have a cameraman everywhere I go. You know what I'm saying? I travel. I like to document everything.
See, that's branding.
Exactly. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
smart.
So what I did, I had him film everything. You know what I'm saying? By that point, me and Walker had our little relationship we made. I had him film everything, and the venue, like the event was, you know what I'm saying? It's a crazy event. South by Southwest, that shit was sold out. It was nuts. But we filmed it all, and when we filmed it all, I went back and I found out who ran it. You know what I'm saying? I pitched the video to him. And when I pitched the video to him at the time, they're just like, you know what I'm saying? All right, keep us tapped in. So I pitched it to him, let him know, you know what I'm saying, who I was, what I was doing. And then I get an email back from like, really it was probably like 8 months later. It was like out of the blue. It wasn't even an email, it was like a DM out of the blue. And they're like, yo, we heard somewhere that your mom worked for Swisher. My mom actually worked for Swisher like literally the whole time I grew up, you know what I'm saying? So like
Oh.
the Swisher International building is in Wheeling, West Virginia. So this is like where the actual factory is at.
That's right.
So they seen this off a tweet that I made like whenever, you know what I'm saying? Like
Forgot about it.
literally out of the blue. And when that was enough for them to be like, and then they look back at the video I shot, in the video that I had my dude shoot with me and Walker was like a retarded video. It made their event look literally 10 times better than the event that they even had.
Good
you know what I'm
cameraman.
saying? Yeah, it was fire. So like from there, we tapped in, and we originally started doing these little store sessions where it was just like they would throw me in a store and they'd have me like rap freestyle live, you know what I'm saying, with whoever coming in and out the store. And it basically grew from that to like small events, to smaller shows, to bigger shows, and to the South by Southwest events. So like now we've done, like I did like what, South by Southwest did it with Rich the Kid, with Dex, with 21 Savage. I've done that with, you know what I'm saying, a handful of people, you know what I'm saying. The Swisher events, I also done events with Gucci Man, with Cardi B, with, I feel like everybody, to be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and it's, so like with the brand with Swisher, it's just a real dope thing, because it's like, what we started out with 2-3 years ago was literally like, it was just like me right here, you know what I'm saying? Like they were already doing these projects, but it was like there was no rap. It was like, all right, they're doing these projects with like these singers and these like alternative rock and stuff. And then it's like they chose to use me as rap, and then they took this little one rap seed, and now it's like it went from this to all of this. You know what I'm saying? Like now they legit got Gucci Man on here talking about, I'm only promoting Swishers, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
when you got Cardi B, you got the biggest names in the
now,
league.
'cause of you.
You feel me? That's really how. That's
No,
really what it
deadass
is.
though.
That's a
Like,
blueprint. You feel
you
me?
set the bar right there.
And that's so.
You
Just
put
dropped
paved the
gems if he
road
wasn't
for
paying
everybody
attention.
else. That's
Yeah.
tight.
Hella
Straight up.
gems.
Straight up.
Nice.
And the dope part about it is with that, when I met the dude that used to be the head of marketing of Swisher, I'm cool with like everybody. You feel me? Like here, one thing cool about me. All white people like me. I don't know what it is, but like all the white people like me.
That's very
they the
important.
great
That is
people.
so important.
Straight
I want
up.
hand claps for that.
Yo, tapped in with the right people. But like with that, like the head marketing, he's now the president of Swisher, but he used to be the head marketing
crazy.
guy. So
What?
me and this guy got to tap
You know the
into the
right
point
people.
where it was like it's like a father. Like nowadays it's like a father-son relationship. You know what I'm saying? But it was dope to see like while I'm building myself and this whole thing is being built. Like I said, like the guy that I tapped in with originally for marketing is now the president of it. You know what I'm saying? So once again,
Shit.
it's like your network is
plug.
your network. You know what I'm saying? Just plugging in with the
Amen.
right people, tapping in.
And Mom
you know what I'm
Dukes
saying?
worked there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you feel me?
for
It's
real.
crazy.
He
Crazy,
is.
bro.
Yeah, he's the plug.
Switching the days.
Well, damn, we have to wrap it up now, unfortunately.
I had a good
But
time,
I'm
though.
so glad. Yes, I'm always that's the goal, man. I want
Right.
people to come and have fun, and
You woke
I'm
me
so
up, bro.
glad. He was like sleepy. He must be an extrovert
Oh,
because
no, yeah,
people
it's
like
good.
feed off of other people's energy. So,
Energy's crazy. She got great energy.
oh,
for real.
you do, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you want to say before we wrap up? Drop your handles.
Everything. Ponce De'Leioun at PonceDeLeioun. Everything is up on PonceTV.world. You know what I'm saying? Got a lot of new music coming, a lot of new videos coming. Just tune in. Ponce TV.
Tap in, guys. Yay.
Hey.
We didn't even introduce ourselves, but y'all know who we are. We gotta go, but yeah, you know our handles. Overly Conversated.
Thanks for
Thank you
listening,
for
guys.
tuning in,
Nah,
guys.
thanks for tapping in.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.